I reviewed the Looker back in 2019, but Lovevery has since updated the Play Kit, so I decided this would be a perfect time for me to review the updated version since once again I have a newborn in the house. Quick disclaimer, Lovevery did send me this Play Kit, but all comments are my personal opinion and Lovevery did not get any input on what I say, nor did they get to preview this video before I uploaded it. I'll go over the items in the current Play Kit, and then afterwards, I'll talk about what changed since the last time I reviewed the Looker. Let's start with the Play Guide. It's basically a manual on how to introduce the items in this Play Kit to your baby. It also goes over why based off of the research Lovevery has done. In the beginning, they have a suggested timeline for introducing the playthings, but keep in mind that this is only suggested as each child is different. No two babies are the same. There's also a section in the end called More Activities that has a few other activities that you can do with your child that's beneficial to them at this stage in their life. The wooden mobile has two sides, one black and white and the other has various colors on it. The mobile is meant to be hung about 8 to 12 inches away from your baby's eyes. The reason there's a range is that you want to make sure that the mobile is out of reach. It's something you want them to look at and not physically play with. You're going to want to start with the black and white side as newborns' eyes aren't fully developed and high contrast is what they can make out. It won't be until about 5 months before the color side will be used. I love how simple this mobile is for newborns. Some of the other ones in the market are a bit too complex for the first couple months. My only wish was that it was a bit shorter. When you first take it out of the box, you'll notice that when you hang it, the mobile doesn't hang too low, which is great. However, once gravity works its thing, the mobile starts to elongate, making it quite long and making the mobile a bit too long and too close to the baby. Of course, this can be remedied if the mobile is hung higher, but if you're using the Lovevery Play Gym, you won't be able to leave it hanging because there's actually not too much clearance. However, not all is lost, as you can simply hang it with the color side down for a little while and it'll revert back to the original distance when you flip it back to the black and white side. So if you're using the Play Gym, you need to take it off if you don't want to do this flipping process. There are two sets of high contrast cards. 4 are considered simple and 4 are considered complex. However, if you ask me which are which, I probably would fail. There are a couple that are obviously simple and some that are complex, but I found a majority of them could be considered either or. And like my previous review, I found that these cards are a great way to keep the baby's attention while you move the cards around so they can practice following moving objects with their eyes. These cards really come in handy whenever you pair it with the standing card holder. My daughter loves looking at it during tummy time. The card holder really helped make tummy time more bearable during the early days. Tummy time is very important, so we want to make sure we do everything we can to encourage our baby to spend more time strengthening those muscles. One thing I noticed about the card holder is that you might not want to leave the cards inside the holder when you close it, as this could bend the edges of the cards. The sensory links are a great addition to the Looker Play Kit. As you've noticed, the theme of the set is high contrast items and the sensory links fit right in. They're extremely versatile. You can use them individually around the playmat during tummy time for your baby to start practicing grasping and reaching. Link 2 or 3 together and hang them on your stroller or even use them with the Lovevery Play Gym. Although depending on the stroller, your mileage may vary. We have the Duna and there's no good way of hanging these on the stroller while keeping them in reachable distance for my daughter to play with. Even though it doesn't work too well with our stroller, I found these sensory links to be my favorite items in the Play Kit. Even my 2.5-year-old son enjoys playing with them. He likes linking them together and showing them to his sister. The black and white wooden book is not only great for having all the benefits of high contrast, but it also allows us to start reading to our baby. They might not fully understand the meaning of what we're saying, but it's a good way for them to start familiarizing themselves with language, rhythms, and patterns used in language. The silicone with a removable ball was my son's favorite toy for quite a while, and my daughter seems to slowly take a liking to it as well. The rattle combines both visual and audio to fine-tune tracking skills that help build eye muscle strength. Another benefit of the rattle is that it helps develop hand control. In the beginning, your child will most likely just grasp the rattle out of reflex, but around 3 months, they'll start to reach and grasp intentionally. The last item in the kit are these black and white mittens, which are good for hand discovery. Putting these mittens on helps your child notice their hands earlier. Of course, the mittens are also good at keeping your child from scratching themselves. Okay, I know I said the mittens were the last item, but Lovevery also includes a little something for the parents in this box. It's a mug that says the days are long, but the years are short. Before having kids, I might have disagreed, but as a parent, I would have to agree with this. So what has changed in this kit since I last reviewed it in 2019? Originally, the kit came with a soothing blanket and a travel card holder. The blanket could be used to limit light for your child when they're in a stroller, or it could be used as a swaddle. Overall, nothing too special about this blanket, so I don't think many parents will feel like they missed out, unless of course they really like the design. The other item that was removed was the travel card holder. Similar to the standing card holder, this is meant to hold the high contrast cards that came with the play kit, except this one you could hang it in your car. The travel card holder holds 4 cards at a time, and while it was nice to have something to hang up for your child to look at during those car rides, but at least here in Houston, your child will probably lose interest after a few minutes, as most car rides here are 15 plus minutes. It's just 4 static images that your child can't reach or touch. Many of the other items like the rattle or the sensory links will do a better job at entertaining your little ones on rides. Lovevery replaced the blanket and travel holder with the mobile and sensory links, which in my opinion makes the play kit much better. Lovevery also updated the mittens. The previous ones were significantly smaller, which was great if you needed mittens for a smaller preemie baby, but at that age they wouldn't be using the mittens for hand discovery. The larger size is a better fit since hand discovery usually doesn't happen until the baby is a bit older. With all that said, I know many of you are still wondering if the play kit is worth the price. It's a bit hard to put a price on these items as most of the items in Lovevery kits are unique and designed using their research. However, I still like finding items on Amazon that are considered close enough as an alternative just to see if it would be cheaper to recreate the crate. Here's a spoiler. If my memory serves me, there's only been one time where it was slightly cheaper to buy from Amazon. Let's see if this holds true for the looker as well, since I didn't do this the last time I reviewed the play kits. As I mentioned earlier, I try my best to find alternatives, but many times the alternatives don't quite have all the features of the Lovevery version. Not quite the same as the wooden mobile, but I picked this as an alternative due to it having high contrast pictures on one side and later can be flipped for images with color. There are a bunch of high contrast flashcards on Amazon, but most are of animals only, and this set looks like they include various shapes as well. These serve a very similar purpose to the sensory links, not quite as nice as them, but it can be used in many locations as well. Of course, I couldn't find anything that was made to hold the flashcards I mentioned earlier, but this cloth book can be used the same way as the holder. This alternative is not quite a wooden book, but it's a high contrast board book with various animals in it and serves the same purpose. I'm quite surprised that there aren't any high contrast black and white rattles on Amazon, or at least ones I could find that weren't plush. Not quite high contrast, but this rattle is close in that it will encourage developing hand control. If you add up the price of all the items I just mentioned, this brings us to $83.99, which is a bit more expensive than buying the $80 play kit. However, buying everything off Amazon, you don't get all the expert tips and information from the play guide, and you don't know of the quality of the items. I've been subscribed to Lovevery for the past 2.5 years, and so far I have not been disappointed with the quality of the included items. And now that I think of it, I don't think I've even had a single item break on me, or rather my child. Curious to see what's in the next Lovevery play kit, the Charmer for months 3 to 4? Check out my review. If you've enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, and I'll catch you in the next one.